Man, I pray all my people's having a great day today. You know what I mean? Today, great news for y'all, bro. We finally got our P.O. box today, man. Bless it. So I just want to say, shout out to everybody in the chat, bro, that been here since day one. Shout out to y'all. We done came a long way, bro. Real talk. And I want to say, I appreciate y'all for encouraging me, to stay on the right track and keep and staying focused with everything. Cause trust me, it ain't been easy, bro. It ain't been easy by far, bro. But we did it, and we're only getting better. We're only getting better, bro, with time. So shout out to everybody, bro. Oh, Mary, thank you so much, Mary. Nah, thank you so much, Mary. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all for always encouraging me, to stay on the right track and stay focused. Shout out to you, Mary. Thank y'all. Y'all the real MVPs, man. To be here today, it's a blessing. For real. Because just 4 years ago, I was in prison, fighting for my life every day. You know what I mean? So to be here, be free, bro, and be out doing my thing, bro, it's a blessing, bro. I'm grateful. This Long John Silver's, bro. Yeah, number 12, Long John Silver. But I mean, y'all know when I came home from doing 13 years in prison, when I was 15, I could have went back to the streets. You know what I mean? I had a choice when I came home. I could have went back to the streets. I could have did all the same stuff I was doing before I went to prison. That ended up getting me locked up. But I wanted something different for myself, bro. You feel me? I didn't want to keep dealing with that stuff. So I switched it up. And I'm grateful to say today, bro, that it worked out for me. You know what I mean? Like, I just had to take an investment on myself, make a bet on myself, bro. You know what I mean? Because I didn't really, for a second, bro, I was losing hope. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think it was gonna work out. Shit, it was hard. But I'm glad I didn't give up, though, bro. Yeah, it was hard, bro. It wasn't easy, bro, by far. Make sure y'all like the live, too, so we can stay in the algorithm, y'all. Appreciate that. We just got our P.O. box today, man. So, shout out to all my day 17s, bro. Yeah. It wasn't easy, though, like I told y'all, man. But, I got a lot of encouragement from my chat. and inspiration for my chat and stuff like that. And so, I kept through with it. I stayed focused, you know what I mean? It wasn't easy, by far, trust me. But I did kind of prepare my mind for the transition when I was in prison. Like I prepared myself when I was incarcerated. I used to read all day long. Like at first, when I first got locked up, I was going through the motions. I had 13 years, y'all. If y'all just now tuning in, my name 7 Up. Welcome in. I survived 13 years in prison when I was 15 years old, y'all. You feel me? And since I've been home, I just been making content, sharing my story, and things like that. You feel me? Just trying to stay on the right path for real. You feel me? So I appreciate everybody who be tapping in with us for real over here. Thank y'all so much. We got so many great things going on over here, and I look forward to everybody being a part of our journey. We just got monetized over here. We just received our we just got our PO box today, y'all. You know what I mean? So shout out to all my day 17s that been rocking with me, seeing the transition of me coming home from prison, doing 13 years, and now I've been home 4 years now. A lot of y'all just now getting familiar with me, but I've been home 4 years now. You know what I mean? I've been working hard, bruh. I've been working hard to stay free. You feel me? It ain't been easy, trust me. But for the ones who been here rocking, y'all know. Y'all know the adversity that I've been faced with. Y'all know the obstacles that I've had to endure since I've been home from prison. I lost my mama when I was just 18 years old in prison. You know what I mean? I got locked up when I was fresh 15 years old. I ended up getting bound over as an adult when I was 16 years old. And then later on sentenced to 13 years in prison when I was 17 years old, y'all. You feel me? So yeah, it's been quite a journey. And then when I turned 18, I lost my mama to cancer. So yeah, trust me, it's been a journey to get here where I'm at today, bruh. But by the grace of God, I'm here. And 4 years later, bruh, I'm still standing strong. When they counted us out, they counted me out. They didn't think I would make it this far. You know what I mean? It was even close friends and family. You know, they didn't think that I would make it this far. You know what I mean? So to be here today, still standing strong and still doing what I gotta do in order to stay free and keep elevating, it's a blessing, man. Okay, then shout out to Sun White Guy for the 199. Boo hoo. No, I'm not definitely not looking for no sympathy, brother. By all means, not looking for no sympathy. You know what I mean? I just share my story for real to inspire others, bro, especially the youth that maybe, you know, dipping and dabbing in the streets or doing things that, that they shouldn't be doing, bro. Because I was 12, 13, 14, making the wrong decisions, basically. Making bad choices, bro, and things like that. So, if I could try to holler at the little homies and try to tell them, like, bro, from my perspective of what it's like behind that wall, bro, because it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. And as you can see, I ain't no little dude. I wasn't behind a wall. I wasn't getting pressed or nothing like that. I was holding my own in there. You know what I mean? Trust me. Like I held it down, bro, my 13 years, but that's not the point I'm trying to make though, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm not on here trying to glorify prison, bro, because that's not the point. Prison weak, bro. I had to do what I had to do to survive the 13 years, bro, but by no means was never did I get comfortable in there. Never did I, like, was I happy in there? I was miserable, bro. Every day for 13 years, I was miserable. But, you got to learn how to, become kind of like immune to, you got to learn how to become immune to certain things, though. Immune to certain things like feelings and things like that. You can't have feelings in prison, bro. You got to learn how to do away with feelings and things like that. You know what I mean? Certain things you got to learn how to just become like desensitized to it. You can't feel it. You got to just get out of it. So a lot of things, bro, I had became desensitized to. You feel me? Like, and I really just became numb to everything going on around me. So, coming home, bro, like, just to survive that stuff, though. You feel me? And I'm grateful, bro, that I didn't lose my man in the process. Because I know a lot of people who did lose their man in the process of going through their prison bed. You feel me? I know a lot of good dudes who lost their man, bro. They'll never be the same again because of prison. I'm just grateful that I was able to keep my mantle, keep my manhood, and my spirit strong while I was in there, though. You feel me? And I know a lot of people be trolling, whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm past all that stuff, man. I'm here for, real solid day one people who trying to improve their life and trying to do better for themselves. You feel me? If you trying to lock in, man. Make sure you sub up. This the place to be, bro. You feel me? Because I don't be playing no games. I'm fully focused. I'm still really on prison time, for real. Everybody that know me, man. They know how I rock, man. You feel me? But like I said, I'm not on here trying to prove no point to nobody. My point done been made. I did 13 years behind a wall. I'm stamped and approved, certified, verified, man. You get what I'm saying? So I don't be trying to chase. I'm not chasing. I've been there, man. I'm pacing now. I'm on cruise control. I'm enjoying my life. I'm enjoying my freedom, the rest of it that I do have, bruh. You feel me? And I'm trying to live and I'm trying to enjoy, you know, what it is that is out here. You know what I mean? Cause life is beautiful, bruh. Enjoy that shit. Don't get smoked in the process. Don't, catch a case in the process, man, and have to do the rest of your life in prison and spending it with a whole bunch of dudes, man. That's not life, man. You know what I mean? That ain't life, bro. I'm sorry, but it's not. You feel me? Take the badges, take the badge, take all the street accolades you want. Being stuck in a cell with another man, it's not it, man. I'd rather be at home, laid up with wifey. You feel me? With son, you feel me? I'm telling you, man. So, man, just get y'all mind right, man. It's a lot of money to be made out here. You feel me? For my young homies, man, lock in, bro. Y'all got a lot of talents, bro. I'm knowing. Because when I was 15, bro, I was talented, bro. I was very talented. You know what I mean? And I just wish that my older homies, I wish somebody would have been like, instead of you playing a block, love, bro, you about to tap into that field. You about to tap in your tall ass. You 15, nigga. You 6 foot, nigga. We about to have you on that court. You know what I mean? Like I wish somebody would have been more on it like that. Like, man, we ain't letting you play the block, love, bro. We not letting you do that. You gotta do this. You know what I mean? But your older guys, they when they see you really got strength, they want to misuse you. You feel me? They want to misuse you. And I had to learn that, bro, for myself. Like, that a lot of people, they don't have your best interests at heart. They really just trying to use you, bro, for they own um, agenda. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful, bro, because a lot of people, especially when you younger, you be naive. You be real naive and gullible. You don't know no better. You'll think that these people is your people. You think they love you. You thinking they for you. You know what I mean? Because he done gave you half of his chicken. You think that's your brother because he done gave you half of his fish meal. Man, that shit don't read, man. Listen, man, I'm telling you. Keep that fish meal, blood. That shit ain't nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not about to ride and die for you over because you split your meal with me. Nah, that ain't how that go. You know what I mean? Nah, nigga, if you want to see me eat, nigga, you just break bread. That's how that go. You feel me? But a lot of times they'll be trying to make it seem like, oh, it's love. We did this for you, bro. So now you gotta do this for us. Nah, that ain't real love. That ain't how that go. You do something out of the kindness of your heart because that's something that you want to do. You don't do something for somebody and then expecting them to do something for you in return. That's not genuine. That's a user. You used me. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful, man. Especially my young homies, man. Don't get tricked out your spot, bruh. Don't get tricked out your spot. And then the young ones, they be real strong. I see his strength. I was a young, strong little homie. You know what I mean? I was strong, bruh. And the older homies, they knew I was strong too. So when they seen the strength, what they try to do is they try to use me. Like, oh, little bruh, turn. Oh, we about to have him on missions. We about to have him riding and doing this, that, and the third. And, just because I was already, fired up, I had that energy. I was on that. You feel me? Yeah, I was ready to crack some. You feel me? But just because I was young and naive, bruh, and I was looking up to all the wrong things. You feel me? Because as you know, bruh, y'all know, especially in the urban community, bro, we tend to, look up to all the wrong things, bro. We tend to look up to all the wrong things. And so that's what I was on, bro. I was looking up to all the wrong things, bro. And because of that, I didn't know no better. I didn't know no better. So yeah, I'm putting my life on the line for these people who I'm thinking got love for me. But they don't have love for me. They just using me, bruh. You know what I mean? That's it. And but when you see somebody that have real strength, don't misuse that strength, bruh. You know what I mean? Cause that's like me. That's like me. For perfect example, when I got sent to prison, I was 17 years old, right? Now I'm gonna tell y'all a story. When I get to prison, I'm 17, bruh. I was just in the county jail for like 2 years fighting my case. So now I finally get sentenced to 13 years, but I'm 17 years old still. So when they send me to prison, I'm in juvenile prison. So when I get to juvenile prison, right, my first day there, nigga, as soon as I get off the bus, they blow down on me. The little homies blow down on me. And they trying to get me to join a GANG. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what? I'm not joining nothing. You feel me? I didn't come to prison to join cliques. What? I'm not joining nothing. So, I'm 17 years old, but bro, I'm very, I'm much bigger than the other kids, bro. You know what I mean? At 17, I'm 6'2" already. I've been working out, getting ready for prison, so I'm low-key swole, like, you know what I mean? For my age, I'm not as big as I am now, of course, but I was a nice size, tall, you know what I mean? With some nice size arms on me. I was ready, you feel me? So by the time I get sent to juvenile prison, and they pushed up on me, telling me that they want me to join their thing, they telling me that they gonna give me high rank. They say, bro, we gonna give you high rank. We want you to join us. I automatically recognized what it was that was occurring, right? Yeah, I was 17, bro. I was 17. So I automatically recognized what was going on, right? They wanted me to join their little group because they seen that I could add some strength to they little clique. You get what I'm saying? They seen the height, they seen the size. Quick, we need you over here. You can intimidate a lot of people. You know what I mean? You can intimidate a lot of people. So they wanted that, and they clicked. I understand that, bruh. I understood that because at the time that I got sent to prison, juvenile prison, you gotta understand, I had already been down 2 years. So by this time, I'm familiar with prison politics, bro. I'm not naive to it no more. I know the games. You feel me? So I would never extend my strength to someone else just because y'all want my strength to misuse it. I would never do that again because I've been down that road. You get what I'm saying? So if I have any strength to display, it's not gonna be for you and your group. I'm gonna display my own strength the way I want to. You feel what I'm saying? After I had got used by my big homie, I made a promise to myself that I would never let anyone misuse me again. And that's just what it was. And that's what it was. So, of course, I declined their offer to join their group. I didn't want to be a part of their group. I was cool. And because I did have enough respect from the other juveniles, they accepted what I said. But normally, that's not how that goes. Normally, when they tell you they want you to be a part of their group, guess what they mean? You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You're going to join, or you're going to get beat every day. That was normally how it went. But a lot of times I recognized even in juvenile, they pick and choose. They wasn't just beating on everybody that was walking in the door. They would size you up. Appreciate you, Fun Time, for the 100. They would size you up, bro. And they would say, oh, is he, do we think we can mess with him? Do we think that he gonna go? Is he gonna be an easy target, or is he gonna be a hard target? And if he would be an easy target, then of course they would go ahead and send a couple men at him. But if he was gonna be a harder target, then they might try to just get you to join them and try to befriend you, play cool with you and stuff like that. They knew that they had to have different tactics to, different tactics to try to, you know, get certain people to join your group. And I didn't respect none of it, bro. I was young, bro, but I was raised different, bro. I was raised very fast at a very young age by very older people. You know what I mean? I was raised by a lot of older people, bro. So, at 15 years old, that's why I got locked up at such a young age. Cause 15, I was hanging around 30-year-olds. You know what I mean? At 15, I'm hanging around 30-year-olds. Like, so, like, so boom, so when I declined they offer to join a group, right? Guess what I do? I wait like 2 weeks and I start my own group. Cause that's why I was telling y'all all this, because it's about the strength. You gotta stay focused. I know that I'm dragging the story out a little bit, but the whole concept of the story is strength. Don't misuse your strength, bruh. I don't misuse my strength. You feel me? I pay very close attention how I use my strength because I understand my strength is my value. My strength is my value. So when I recognized, even at 17 years old, when I went to juvenile prison and they tried to get me to join a group because they recognized my strength, they didn't want to use my strength for good, though. They just wanted to misuse my strength like my big homie did when I was on the streets. He didn't want to take my strength and hone in on my strength to make me greater. No, he wanted to misuse my strengths and make me do bad things with my strength for his benefit. And so when I recognized that these little dudes was trying to do the same thing, I said no. I then decided to start my own group, and that's what I did. From that point on, we got 74 people in here, man. Shout out to everybody that's coming in, man. Welcome in. My name is 7up, and I did survive 13 years in prison when I was just 15 years old, man. Welcome in. Make sure y'all like to laugh at me. Thank y'all so much. And we did just get a P.O. box today. We've been working, y'all. I've been home 4 years now. We did just get a P.O. box. The P.O. box is in the description if anybody want to, tap in, lock in with the content. We got a lot of positive things going on over here. Merch coming soon. Books coming soon. We got the workout classes. We got a Discord, Discord group, man. For all my real ones, my real solid ones that want to join the group chat, man, lock in with us over here. We jumping for real. But so let me get back to my story though, bro, because I don't want to get off track. So I'm in juvenile, bro. So I start my own group, bro. I start my own group. And this time, because a lot of the groups ducked off, appreciate you for the rose. Okay then. Thank you so much, ducked off 245. He said, "What's good, Tupac? What up? What up? Appreciate you for Cameron for the sub. Thank you. So I noticed that a lot of the juvenile groups that was starting in the block, I'm saying groups, but I mean GANG. I'm not gonna say that word. I can't say that word on her, but y'all know what I mean though. So they were starting these groups on the juvenile pod. I was recognizing it, right? A lot of it was out of fear. They were starting these groups out of fear because they couldn't walk by themselves. So they tended to start trying to like gather in groups, right? Because you know what they say strength is in numbers. So if you don't have any strength, of course you want to try to click up with as many people as possible to try to start feeling like you're strong. You know what I mean? But I never needed to run with a whole bunch of people to make me feel strong. Because even before I went to prison, I was always that one homie. I was always real lonely by myself. I didn't run with a lot of people. I was very isolated, a loner. You know what I mean? I was very quiet. You know what I mean? If I did bust a move, it was going to be by myself. I wasn't going to tell nobody because I didn't like talking. You know what I mean? So if I was going to do something, I was going to do it by myself, real sneaky, and nobody would ever know. You feel me? So that's just how it was. So when I went to prison, it was kind of like the same way for real. I don't like running with people. You know what I mean? Because I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses. You know what I mean? So But when I went to prison, I was recognizing that a lot of these young boys, they my peers, but I'm calling them young boys because, like I said, I grew up around older dudes. So I'm around 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds. These is my little homies. These is little kids. I'm used to being around grown men, 30 and 40 years old, smoking and drinking and staying out all night and doing all type of, you know, all type of crazy stuff. So when I'm really around these young dudes, 11, 12 years old, and they got all this time in prison, I'm like, dang, it's really messing me up. Because I'm seeing them so young and they got so much time in prison. I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Some of them got more time than me. I had 13 years. Some of them had more time than me. And they didn't even, never even unalive nobody. Like, they didn't even, like, you know what I mean? So it was crazy. So, boom. So, long story short, bro, these groups, they were sending guys on missions, right? Because they wasn't strong. So that what they would do, they would start these groups. And then they would get guys who was real weak, the real weaker members, they would get them to do things that they wouldn't do. So if you wouldn't go and rob somebody, right, you would tell the weakest one, like, man, go rob him. Because the weakest one, he not going to put up a fight. He going to do exactly what he was told. Because he's weak. He's not going to put up a fight. He's going to do it. So he does it. You know what I mean? It makes him feel like he got some type of credit now because he done did something that somebody else told him to do. You know what I mean? And now he feel like he got credit and some stars on his shirt. And everybody else looking at him like, oh, he gonna do what the next man tell him. So, we don't want no smoke with him. He's a crash out. He's a flunky, basically. You're crash out, you're a flunky. So anyways, they would do that. They would tend to, flunky guys out, bruh. The weaker ones or the smaller ones, they would flunky them out. But the smaller ones that was flunkies, they started getting brave and feeling like they was something because they was crashing out. You know what I mean? But you're not strong. You're not turned. You're a flunky. And if you don't do what that person says, then they're going to beat you. So you're really doing that out of fear. You're not doing it like because you want to do it. No, you're doing it because you're really scared. If you don't follow through with what this man just told you, they're going to beat you. So when I started my own group, though, bro, look, this is why I'm coming to say all that to say this. When I started my own group, right, I didn't send guys on missions. I wasn't sending guys on missions because that's not strong. Guess what I was doing? Read this book, lil' bruh. You got 3 days. This is by David Goggins. Can't hurt me. You got 3 days. Read this book. That's your initiation, lil' bruh. You know what I mean? That's the type of. These is the keys that I was dropping. These is the things that you had to do to get close to the 7. If you wanted to be with the 7, you wanted to rock with me, you wanted to hang on the yard with me, you wanted to talk to me, read this book, then catch up with me. You know what I mean? You want to talk to me, we're going to walk this yard, we're going to do these push-ups, we're going to hit this pull-up bar, and we're going to chop it like that. But just frivolously kicking it and talking and just sitting around all day doing nothing, I ain't into that, little bro. You want to holler at me? Read this book. You want to build? Read this book on charting, on analytics. Know what I mean? On candlesticks. You feel me? So you could get into trade. Get your mind right. That's what I was teaching my little brothers. You feel me? I'm giving them real game like that. So now, when we linking up, I'm giving you something that you could take away forever. You feel me? So even if I get took out of the equation, even if 7 disappeared today, guess what? I left you with something that'll never leave you. Feel me? Cause it's not about me, bro. Fuck me, nigga. For real. I'm just being 1,000. Fuck me. What you gonna do tomorrow? What you gonna do a month from now? What you gonna do a year from now? When you release from prison, when them chains is off, what you gonna do? Know what I mean? So I started trying to like drop things into these little niggas because I needed to do the same thing though. So I'm just putting in them what I needed to really be putting in myself for real. You feel me? Like I ain't doing nothing different. Like I'm really just putting in them what I really was needing to put into myself. So as I'm developing, they was just luckily and fortunate enough to be growing with me and developing with me. As I'm going through this motion or this process, this experience in prison. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody locked in with us today, man. Thank y'all so much, man, for joining us. You already know 7 Up, man. Hope, appreciate you. I see you in the chat. Man, I was in Ohio, y'all. So, I was in, a couple prisons in Ohio, man. So let me see if I can run it down real fast to you. So I started off in juvenile. I was 15 years old. They had me in a detention center. I was 15. And then I stayed there for like 3-4 months until I turned 16 years old. 16 years old in Ohio is the bound over age. That's the limit. You know what I mean? So, they can't bound you. You have to be 16 years old to get bound over. At that time it was. I don't know if they changed it, but at that time in 2009, that's what it was. So on my 16th birthday, they ended up bounding me over. They didn't wait the next day. No, the same day as my birthday, they waited till I turned 16. They bounded me over. You feel me? And I went to the Justice Center county, and I was there. They had a juvenile pod in the county, and I stayed there for almost 2 years and until I got sentenced to 13 years old. 13 years in prison when I was 17 years old. You feel me? So I stayed there. Then once I turned 17, I went to juvenile prison, and that was in London. That's Madison Correctional Institution in London, Ohio. You know what I mean? I remember the first time when they was telling me they was sending me to London, Ohio. I never heard of London before. The only London I had knew of was Paris. So when they told me they was sending me to London, I'm like, y'all never sending me to Paris. They was like, you fucking retarded. They like, fucking retarded. No, nigga. London, Ohio. I'm like, I never knew it was in London, Ohio. Like, all I knew was my city, bro, in Ohio. Like, that's it. Like, I never left my city. I never had went to any other city in Ohio. This was all I knew, you know what I mean? So, it was what it was. So, then I go to London, Ohio, Madison. They no longer have the juvenile pod in London, Ohio, though, no more. Now, the juvenile pod, I heard, the juvenile prison is in Orient, Ohio, at CRC, which is the CRC is like the first prison that you go to a reception, like a reception center. So that's where you go to get your number and process into, the prison system itself, basically. And then that's where they send you to your designated prison from the reception center. So once I got sentenced, that's where I went. I went to the reception center, CRC, in Orient, Ohio. The juvenile prison wasn't there at the time. It was just an adult prison. And because I was a juvenile, normally they make guys stay at Orient for like a month or a week or whatever the case is until they get, like the lab, please, y'all. Thank you so much. And so they'll make you stay at Orient until they figure out what prison you're gonna go to, until they designate a prison for you. Okay then, EDR. Okay then, I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the gift. I see you, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, okay then, John. I see you, man. Stop spamming in my chat, please, and thank you, bro. So, not fake muscles is crazy. All right, so then I go to CRC, right, in Orient. But because I'm a juvenile, I can't stay there. I can't stay there long, right? Like they gotta ride me out immediately, almost. So I stayed in Orient for, I think, one night. I stayed there one night. And then the next day, I ride out and I go to London. You know what I mean? That was the juvenile prison. But I mean, it's an adult prison, but it's just a juvenile pod placed in the adult prison, if that makes sense. You feel me? So it's a regular adult prison, but it's just one pod or a dorm, not a dorm, but a just one unit that's basically designated just strictly for the juveniles. You know what I mean? But the whole rest of the prison is an adult prison, though. You feel me? So that's when I went to London, Ohio. I was there until I turned 18. And then when I turned 18, I go next door. Now I'm waiting to get transferred to my 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 assigned prison for me being an adult now, because now I'm no longer a juvenile. Now I'm a grown man. You feel me? So now that I'm 18, they have to find out what prison they gonna send me to from this point. So as they waiting to find the prison that they gonna send me to, I'm waiting in London, in the adult prison, right? So now I'm 18, but I'm in London. I'm just, in a grown pod now instead of being in a juvenile pod. But like I told y'all, I had started my own group when I was in juvenile, though. You feel me? So now I'm a big homie. You know what I mean? Because I done started my own group. Now that I'm 18, though, I'm not a part of the group no more. I left the group with the little homies. You feel me? I left that on a juvenile pod. Now that I'm grown, I don't want to be associated with the little homies group no more. You feel me? That was juvenile stuff. We grown now. You feel me? So even though I'm still doing stuff for the group and I'm still doing stuff for the little homies on the pod, I'm not no longer that no more. What we was calling ourselves. You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm just me. You feel me? I'm grown. But while I'm grown, my little homies, it's they turning 18. And when they turning 18, they come into the grown pod and they still looking at me as a leader. They not looking at it nothing different. They still looking at me as the leader of them. You feel me? We just grown now. That's it. So when they turn 18, they all coming over there grown, but they still following me. And they still expecting for me to lead them like I was leading them in juvenile. So gradually, I started a whole nother group. Gradually, later on, you feel me? Once I turned 18, I ended up eventually starting another group. And because of the leader that I was, like I said, I'm instilling things into them. I'm instilling principles into my homies. Every day, we on the yard, we working out. We not just working out doing no little bit of stuff, bruh. No, we doing 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 pull-ups, 1,000 sit-ups. We going above and beyond, bruh. Then when we get done working out, we going back to the block. You know what I mean? We gonna eat a good meal. You know what I mean? We cooking. I was running a store. You know what I mean? Like I'm making sure that my homies is eating financially. I'm creating, revenue for them. Like I'm instilling principles into them. I'm giving them knowledge, books. I'm wanting to see them grow and spiritually. Like I'm instilling positive things into my homies. You feel me? That I wanted to see them, be. Because I wanted to be this. I wanted to be that. So if you wanted to hang around me, like I said, if you wanted to mob with the 7, and you wanted to, be with me, thug with me, then you gotta, iron sharpen iron. Iron sharpen iron, bruh. When I was in the pen, I wasn't hanging with goofies. I was hanging with the OGs. I'm hanging with the OGs, brother, the homies that was in there with BMF. You feel me? I'm in there hanging with homies that was rocking with Big Meech, BMF in them, bro. No cap, like real money men, real solid members, real mafia dons and things like that, bro. Real bosses from all around the world. And you knew they was bosses because they ain't talk a lot. The peons, the goofies, all they did was tell war stories all day to anybody who would listen. The real gangsters, they ain't do that. You couldn't get the real gangsters to talk. You know what I mean? You couldn't get the real gangsters to talk. And you start wondering, like, what's up with them? What's up with them niggas? Niggas don't talk. They don't lead a dorm. They don't go to the chow hall. All they do is be on the phone all day, play chess and read. They was moving different. They was doing things different. And then you wonder, like, damn, like, how them niggas moving so different? They got all the respect from the CEOs. Ain't nobody, you feel me? Like, it was different, bruh. I'm like, man, I need that type of respect, because you got to understand, I was doing 13 years in prison. So I had to cut all the middleman stuff out the way. I needed respect. I needed respect, because I looked at it like this, bro. I was about to do a long time in prison. 13 years, bro. I was basically about to grow up in there. So I knew at an early age, like, man, I need respect. So from, I was 15, I was in juvenile, I'm doing push-ups every day. All the guards used to be telling me that they was going, I was never getting out of prison. They used to be telling me that, the guards, they used to be telling me, like, bro, you never getting out of prison. When you turn 18, they probably gonna grape you. They gonna probably, you know what I mean? They dudes is huge. They graping young boys as soon as they turn 18. Like, they just really trying to pump all this fear into me, bro, as much as possible. They telling me how young boys is getting unalived. And one of my homies, his daddy lost his life in prison, bro. No cap. I got a video about it on my page, bro. Y'all gotta go tap in. We seen his ghost. I swear to God on my mama, bro. We seen this ghost. The ghost of my homie's daddy still was on a juvenile pod, bro. Y'all probably think I'm lying too, bro. I know y'all probably think I'm lying, but if I'm lying, I'm flying, bro. I swear to God. Swear to God, bro. I seen it, nigga. I seen it. Forget what anybody else talking about. I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes. I seen this ghost, bro. He's still alive, bro. Still walking around a juvenile pod, bro. He got killed by a Aryan Brotherhood member. He was it's a white tea racist group. Y'all probably not familiar with this, bro, because it's really a prison group. But because, like I said, in prison, bro, it's groups. Everything is groups. Everything is like structure. Everything is race. Everything is, you feel me? So the Aryan Brotherhood is a YT organization, and they all stick together. You feel me? They don't like nobody but YT people. You feel me? But they do, sometimes they do like other people, but they still join the group because they skin color. You feel me? That's basically it. And if you join them, you basically protected, basically. You feel me? So the Aryan Brotherhood member, he had unalived my friend dad, bruh, when he was in prison, right? And we ended up seeing his daddy ghost when we was in juvenile, bruh. I swear, bruh. That messed me up, bruh. Cause look, and we didn't even know. Well, I didn't know that was his daddy, bruh. I didn't even know that was my homie dad, bruh. When we came to juvenile, they telling me about the ghost, right? Like, they like, man, it's a ghost, bruh. It's a ghost on his pod and stuff, right? It's a juvenile ghost over here. So I'm like, man, it ain't never no juvenile ghost. Yeah, I did graduate. I got my GED while I was in there. When I was going to school in there, and I went to college too, though, while I was in there. I was taking college classes too before I ended up getting sent to a whole another prison. Hey, what's up with it, Jax? Thank you so much for the $20 dono. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. Hey, so look, so I did end up getting my GED, and when I was trying to get my diploma, but at the time when I was trying to get my diploma, they didn't have that option. They didn't have diploma options at the time when I was trying to get it. You feel me? So, you know, it was what it was. The only thing that was available for me to receive was my GED. So I got it, though. I got my GED while I was in there. And, boy, I worked real hard to get it. It took me like 4 years, bro. No cap. It took me like 4 years to get my GED. But I finally buckled down and I just did it, bro. Because I told myself, I cannot leave prison without having my GED, bruh. That's one thing I just wasn't gonna do. Like, I had to get out of there. I had to have my GED before I left prison. You feel me? So that's what I did. Like, and then once I got my GED, right, I ended up getting my level lowered to a level 2. That's a minimum security prison. So they was telling me, like, the only way that you could get to a minimum security prison is if you get your GED. You feel me? And stay out of trouble. So I had been staying out of trouble, bruh, staying out of trouble and all this stuff. And then I just needed my GED, right? So I'm trying to get my GED, bruh. I keep failing the math and the science. So I'm going through it, though. Y'all. I'm in prison, bruh, trying to get my GED, bruh. Like, and if y'all don't know, I got locked up when I was in the 9th grade. I got locked up when I was in class, in school. I got the video up on my page, bro. Y'all need to go tap into the video later on when y'all get off here. How I got arrested at school when I was 15 years old, bro. I was in the 9th grade. So I didn't even get to finish school, bro. You feel me? So look, I keep failing the math and the science, right? So I'm like, man, I gotta just like tighten up on this shit, bro. Like, cause it's zoning me out, bro. Like, and I'm only failing by a little couple points, bro. Like, so finally, every single day, like, y'all see like how my arms is, right, bro? No cap, bro. I worked out, bro, to get like this, bro. I swear to God, I used to be skinny as fuck, bro. Like, I was a frail, little, tall, skinny, lanky. You feel me? No muscles, no chest, nothing. You feel me? Swear. I'm gonna show y'all some pictures, bro. But I really had to work hard to get like this, bro. Cause I was in prison, fam. And I told myself, like, I'm not about to get raped. I'm not about to let nobody take advantage of me when I turn 18. I'm not about to get pressed. I'm not about to let nothing happen to me in there. Like, I was 15, nigga. I had to tell myself that shit every day. Like, I ain't letting nothing happen to me. I ain't gonna let nobody take nothing from me. I'm not gonna let nobody take my manhood. None of that. You feel me? So, nigga, I had to work out. I had to get big. Like, you feel me? I had to get my strength. You feel me? Because when you're in prison, your strength, like, you could keep a nigga off of you. You feel me? Keep somebody back up off of you. You feel me? It ain't to just be in there whooping on niggas all day. It's to protect yourself, bruh. You feel me? Because when you strong, you can protect and defend yourself how you supposed to. But if you weak, you easier to be taken advantage of. I'm telling you. I done seen niggas. Even if they could fight, you're not strong enough. You're not strong enough. So whoever's stronger, that's gonna be the person who take advantage of you. You feel me? Cause you too weak. You know what I mean? You too weak, and eventually you gonna give in. You feel me? So I had to build like this one strength type mentality, strength type physique, strength type everything about how I did everything. You know what I mean? And that's just what it was. Vince, I see you in here, bruh. Hey, what up? Yeah, nah, I see you in here, bruh. So look. So I had to put the same energy though that I was putting in my workout and get my GED, right? Get my education. Cause I'm like, all right, I can be, you know, big, but I ain't got nothing to show for it, bro. You want results. You feel me? You want results. So I'm like, man, I can't keep playing. Like, whatever that I'm doing, it's not working. For me to get my GED, I gotta change the whole game plan up. And that's what I did. I studied so hard, y'all, no cap. I started studying so hard. I would be sleep over the books. I'm going into class every day because they had class in prison with teachers. You know what I mean? They had teachers in there. And majority of the guys, they didn't take school serious, bruh. It's just like the same out here. Just like in school out here, when nobody paying attention, they throwing spitballs at the teacher from the back, you know what I mean, at a classroom. It's the same thing in prison, bruh. Them dudes was goofy, didn't want to learn, didn't want to pay attention. Same stuff, bruh. But me, I got tired of that stuff, bruh. I got tired of that stuff, bruh. I'm like, man, I can't keep failing, bruh. Keep failing. Keep taking this test and keep failing, bruh. That ain't it, bruh. I'm like, man, I gotta get this shit, bruh. So I started like going above and beyond. Like, so instead of just doing the classwork, I'm trying to stay at the class and holler at the teacher, bro. I need some one-on-one. Like, a lot of times people don't want to go above and beyond, bro. Sometimes you got to, though, bro. Sometimes you don't want to stay at the class and sit one-on-one with the teacher, but sometimes that's what it takes. You feel me? To unlock, crack that code. So I had to unlock and crack the code, bruh. So I'm like, man, shit, bro. If I gotta stay at the class, bro, and holler at the teacher one-on-one, bro, just so I can understand this is what I gotta do, bro. And so I started staying at the class. I'm doing one-on-one with the teacher. Nigga, I found me a tutor on a pod, on a prison block. I found one of the smartest YT boys on a pod that you could find. And come here, bro. Hey, I need you to run this down to me real quick, bro. Jax, hey, let's get it, Jax. Shout out to you for the 20 dono. Nah, real talk though, Jax, no cap. I went and grabbed the smartest dude I could find. Come here, bruh. Hey, run this down for me real fast, bruh. I need this. I need that. Hey, W Jax in the chat, y'all. Real talk, lock in. Hey, I need this information though, bruh. Because this information was what's going to unlock and crack the code for me. I started looking at it like a game. It was kind of started getting fun to me. Because it was so hard, I like a challenge. I like to challenge myself, bruh. Like, I used to do things like this. I had a clock, an alarm clock, right? And you could set the timer on the alarm clock. I would do things like this in my cell. Like, this how I would survive in prison, bruh. Like, I had became delusional, bruh, just to survive prison, bruh, in a lot of ways, bruh. So I would do things, bruh, throughout my day. Nobody understood what I was doing. But only I understood, bruh. And look, you could tell I was way bigger than what I am now, bruh. Y'all can see them. Y'all see them stretch marks, bruh. Hella stretch marks. Hella. And I was swole. I came home for the joint swole, like NFL big, like no cap. Hey, y'all out there on swole now. Hey, this ain't nothing. But I'm about to start the workout class back up. I got workout courses coming soon, bro. We about to get them back going. Summertime coming up. I was just at the park the other day. They'll tell you they seen the videos. I posted the videos. That's why y'all gotta follow me on our socials too, bro. Y'all got Twitter, follow me on Twitter. Like, lock in, bro. Like, this the year. And I'm not trying to like cram my whole life story into this live for y'all, bro. That's why y'all gotta just lock in with me, bro. You know what I mean? That's why y'all really just gotta lock in, tap into the content, bro. Cause I never had this many people in my lab for real, bro, unless I was working out. You know what I mean? So I appreciate everybody who took the time out the night to come in here, bro, for real. And especially you, Jax. Thank you so much for the $40 dono. Thank you so much. I don't know who you are, where you from. Where you from, Jax? Where you from? I don't read the chat a lot because a lot of people be trolling and they say a lot of negative comments. So I don't really read the chat a lot because I'll be dealing with PTSD, y'all, and I'll be still going through a lot of stuff mentally. You know what I mean? So I don't read a lot of comments because some of the comments be real negative, and I be trying to keep my mind positive for real. But thank you so much, Jax. Where you from, though? If you don't mind me asking, shout out to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the genuine supporters that I have and all the genuine, you know what I mean, people who come through here in the chat. And if I didn't acknowledge any of y'all questions, I'm so sorry. Please, blame my head, not my heart. You know what I mean? I definitely see everybody that's in here. I acknowledge y'all. I appreciate everybody so much. It's a lot of comments. It's hard to, just catch all the comments. But, okay, New Jersey in the building. Okay, then. Thank you so much. Shout out to Jax from New Jersey. W Jackson in the spot. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. I hope you subbed up. My name is 7up, if you didn't catch it earlier. And this is 7 Society. You know what I mean? We got a lot of great things going on over here. So, I'm very blessed. I'm very blessed, like beyond words, because 4 years ago I was sitting in a prison cell. I was fighting for my life every single day. And, this is all I would dream about was being free and being home and being able to share my story and, just get out of that cage. Thank you so much, Chris Lynn. Chris, thank you so much, Chris Lima, for the Sunday. Let's get it. We got Angelica777 in here. Okay, then, thank you. You said never mind that effort. What you talking about, Tony? I told you it's a lot of comments coming in here, man. So I might not catch all on, bro, man. You said, what did you do to get locked up? Man, I was making a lot of bad mistakes, bro, as a young kid, bro. Hanging with the wrong crowd of people. Just and making bad decisions, bro. Ultimately, bro. You know what I mean? Ultimately, that's what it was. I was just being young and easily influenced by my environment and by my peers, and that's why, I be trying to talk to the young homies too, man, and let them know that, don't try to be trying to fit in, bro. Because I know when I was young, yeah, I was on drugs, bro. I was on drugs when I was young. At a very young age, I started partaking in drugs, and that's why I be trying to just, encourage the youth, bro, to, dare to be different, bro. Stand out, bro. Don't follow the crowd. Do your own thing. Do you, man. Be different, bro. Be creative. Don't try to follow what everybody else is doing, bro, because, I can really remember when I was young, 12, 13, 14, wanting to do different things. Like, I remember wanting to play football, and I remember wanting to, go to the amusement park or go to the museum at a certain point at your age. That stuff becomes lame and corny to your peers. They don't want to go to at a certain time in your life when you're a kid, all that stuff is cool. The mall, the movies, the skating rink. And then it get to a certain age where all that stuff becomes corny. You feel me? And then it's like all your peers, they elevate to a different thing, different things. And because they kind of escalated to different things, they expect for you to escalate to different things. But a lot of times the things that they escalated into wasn't positive. They was negative. Drugs, alcohol, underage sex, you know what I mean? All these things, you feel me? So now they influencing you to do these things, but you may not really want to do these things though. You may really want to continue to keep going to the park, to the amusement park. You may really want to continue to keep going to the movies. You may really want to continue to play anime and do this and do that and the third. But just because your whole class, all your peers, all your friends is experiencing these new things, now you feel obligated to take on these new things too. Instead of doing what you really want to do. You don't want to do that. You want to do this. But you'll follow the crowd, bro. Cause I used to do it. I know I used to do it. And I be regretting that stuff, bro. I regret that stuff now, bro. Cause I was very different. I was very different as a kid. I was very different. Facts. You know what I mean? Facts. But I do feel like I felt like my real spirit was suppressed. Like my real self was being suppressed because of my environment, because of my peers, because of life. And it kind of took my childhood away from me. I couldn't be a kid. Like I had to be grown. I didn't have a daddy, never knew him. So at a certain point of time, I felt like I had to help mom dukes out. You know what I mean? Which I shouldn't have felt like that because I was a child. No child should feel like they are obligated to help their parent. That's not even, you know what I mean? That's not even how that's supposed to go. But as a child, I had these feelings. I had these thoughts. That was my mindset. Gotta help my dudes out. Shit getting tight. You know what I mean? And I'm only 13. And I'm trying to do things outside, you know what I mean, and scrape up some money and give it to her. You know what I mean? But, man, that's life, man. That's how it be, bruh. You feel me? But I just want to let the kids know, the youth know that, you know, continue to be a kid, bruh, for as long as you can, man. You know what I mean? Have fun, bruh. Don't get caught up in this lifestyle stuff. And if you do, if you is being like kind of forced to grow up fast in an environment where you have to grow up fast, because I know some people, you know, they don't have fathers at home to, you know, help them, guide them, give them that security, that comfort. So they do feel like they have to grow up fast, and they do feel like they have to do things, you know, like to survive. You feel me? I get it. But just take a time, bruh. Take some time out, like, and really think about what you want for your future. You feel me? Because we all got choices. We all got choices, bruh. And your choices will reflect on what happens tomorrow, bruh. Feel me? So, like, whatever you putting into yourself today, you gonna see it tomorrow. You feel me? So, like, I'll give you another example for y'all that's just now joining, right? Before I get up off of here. I'm gonna give you another example. So, when I wanted to get big, right? When I decided that I wanted to get big. See, you just saying silly stuff, bruh, Jen, bruh. So, look, so when I decided that I wanted to get big in the pen, I was young, bruh. Now, like I said, I started working out very early, bruh, in juvenile. Now, when I turned 18, though, right? Now, look, I was the biggest. I was the biggest person in juvenile prison, right? But when I turned 18, I no longer was the biggest person in prison. Hey, I swear to God. Hey, I swear to God. Hey, when I was in juvenile, I used to feel so big. And then when I turned 18, I'm seeing dudes that's walking around like real bodybuilder big. Like, you feel me? And I'm like, oh, shit. These dudes are huge in this bitch, you feel me? But, so I'm like, I gotta really, like, step my shit up. You feel me? Like shit, I gotta step my shit up. Feel me? And shit, that's what I did. So, I had got this magazine. I don't know if y'all hip to these magazines they call men's fitness magazines. Now, dudes in prison used to have all these these men's fitness magazines just floating around and stuff, right? And they basically, they just magazines, like a magazine like this, you know what I mean? And but it's fitness workouts inside the magazine. It's workouts that you could do, and then it's pictures of bodybuilders and stuff, and some of the workouts that they do, they routines and stuff like that. Some of their diets and things like that, right? So I would read the books, the magazines, to try to get some routines, some workout routines out of it, right? A lot of guys in prison would read these books and try to get some workout routines so they could do it on the yard, right? So I would read these magazines and stuff because it was just motivating to me and stuff, right? So one day I'm reading this magazine that I got my hands on, and I'm skimming through the pages, and I'm looking at this picture of at this dude, right? And his physique kind of resembled mine. Like not his exterior, not his exterior physique, but he was tall. I remember he was tall, slim. He wasn't like a big, muscular, you know. He was slim, but he was fit, cut up, you know what I mean? Nice frame, but tall. But physique was nice. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, if I was to have a like if I was to like imagine what I would want my body to look like, right? It would look like that. That's what I was thinking in my head. Like if I wanted my body to emulate something, this is what it would look like. So what I did, right? I took that magazine and I took the picture out of the magazine of the dude. I seen it, and I ripped it out the magazine. And I would look at that page, the picture of dude, right, every day. I would look at the picture of that dude every day. And I would work out to the picture of him every day. And I would tell myself, I'm going to get bigger than you. I'm going to get bigger than you. I would tell him. I would look at the picture every day, no matter where I was working out. If I was working out in my cell, I would pull it, I would fold it up like this. And when it's time to work out, I would unfold it. And I would post the picture up. And I would look at dude in the picture and I would tell him every day, I'm going to get bigger than you. And even if I'm on the yard, I would do the same thing. And I remember I would get a lot of questions from guys. They would ask me, hey, man, what's that picture? Who is that picture of? And I would tell them straight up, I ain't have no shame. I would tell them, I seen this picture of this dude in a magazine, bruh. This is what I want myself to look like in 6 months. And I would continue to do my thing on the yard. Work out, pull-ups, push-ups, squats. You know what I mean? And one day, bro, I took the picture out of my pocket, and I began doing my workout like normal in my cell, though, right? I had a cellie. He was from Columbus, Ohio. I'll never forget it. He asked me, he said, bro, why you work out to that picture? So once again, I explained the story to him of why I work out with the picture. Guess what he told me? He said, bruh, you bigger than that dude on that magazine. That was after 6 months of me working out every day to the dude. When my bunkie told me that, I said, oh, yeah? He said, yeah, bro, I swear to God, you way bigger than dude. I said, I ripped the paper up. I flushed that shit down the toilet. I said I had finally accomplished my goal. I set out to do what I wanted to do, bruh. I had accomplished it. I was cool. Now on to the next goal. Now on to the next goal. Because it never stops. You know, searching never stops. Learning never stops. Growing never stops. Elevating never stops. Expanding never stops. Expanding your horizon never stops. Man one, appreciate you for the 100. Man yo one biz. Man yo one. Hold on. Man one, yo 2 biz. Shout out for the 200. Man one, yo 2 biz for the 200. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's go. Let's get it, Pets Monkey for the 100. Hold on. Pet. Oh, Pet Monkey 24. Shout out to Pet Monkey 24 for the 100. Let's get it. Nah, but dead serious though, y'all. You know what I mean? Man, yo, 1-2 business. Let's go. Thank you so much for the 100. Yeah, let's get it. Thank you so much, y'all, for locking in with me. Hey, man, I really want y'all to start joining my membership that I got available, bruh. Because y'all know we just got the memberships up and running, man. So y'all make sure y'all come and tap in with the memberships that we got over there, bruh. Because I'm telling you, I'm about to start uploading this content. We got these memberships. We got these classes going on. We got the DC private classes going on. We about to start these group video calls once a month over there. Y'all don't want to miss the calm, brother. We building it so beautiful over here. You know, I got so many like great people over here that's so motivational and so inspiring. Everything that we've built over here has been very inspiring, bruh. So thank you, man, yo 1-2 biz. Thank you. Because y'all look at me like I'm inspiring. You feel me? But y'all inspire me. Y'all don't know how much y'all inspire me, bruh. You feel me? Like, I just got my P.O. box today, bruh. You know what I mean? Like, we really, like, really going above and beyond the limits that they have set for us over here. You feel me? Because y'all don't understand, bro. When I came home from prison, they didn't want to see me here, bro. I had to work hard to get to this point in my life, fam. And I'm super grateful, bro. And I would never take it for granted. I would never take it for granted. I've cut off everything from my past life. Friends, family, anything that was negative, bro. No cap. No cap. I had to make a decision for myself. Because when I came home from prison, guess what? They wanted me to go back. They was trying to get me to go back. Some of my own friends and family. And you would never believe that. But it's true. It's true, bro. Because people never try to like they'll never, like, how can I say it, bro? But I had to realize this when I came home from prison too, bro. Like, just because I did 13 years in prison, that don't mean nothing to the next person, bro. Cause I did that, bro. You feel me? I did that, bro. Nobody else ain't have to do that, bro. But me, bro. Nobody else felt that but me. You feel me? So when I came home, and I wasn't even home a month, and they had me in a bar, and they started fighting in a bar, my own homies, and I grab my homie and I tell him, let's go, bro, let's get out of here. And he pull away from me and he run into the fight, knowing I just came home from prison, doing 13 years. And if I get sent back to prison, I could go back for 7 years if I violate my parole. You telling me, you saying F me, you gonna go and fight at a bar and you with me? That's when I knew I had to cut it out. I had to cut it out. That was the breaking point for me, bruh. Because I said, damn, if your own homies put you in a position to go back to prison for any time, and they know you just came home from prison, but you'll put this man in danger, y'all can't care about me. Y'all can't care about me. So guess what? I had to make the decision and say, guess what? Why was I in a bar? I was in a bar, and that's a good question. That's a valid question. And I'm gonna tell you. So I was really in a bar because this was how I was thinking, bro. When I came home from doing that 13, right? I didn't know that we was even like going to a bar for real. Like, and then if I did, I didn't think all that stuff was gonna transpire like that. I'm just on some stuff like, I just came home, bro. I'm not trying to be telling my homies like, oh, I ain't trying to go out. I ain't trying to do this and acting all nervous about going everywhere. You feel me? Like, I was just trying to have a good night, relax with my homies. I just came home. You feel me? And I was just basically just trying to have a good night, bro. You feel me? Nothing more, nothing less. Just like anybody else. Like, but when you go to a bar, I know you don't probably expect to get into a riot. You know what I mean? Like, that's not normal. That's the part that's not normal. Me wanting to go to the bar when I'm fresh out of prison, that's decent. That's decent. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. I can have a drink. But when grown men is in a bar and y'all are instigating a fight with another group of grown men, now that's crazy. I mean, to each his own, bro. That's your opinion, bro. You feel me? That's your opinion. Feel me? But I learned from that. Though. You think I've been to a bar ever since? Hell yeah, hell nah. You think my ass been to the bar ever since? Hell nah, I ain't been to the bar ever since. You know what I mean? Because that shit traumatized you, bruh. Especially a nigga like me after I done came home from doing 13 years in prison. And then I come home and then I almost get sent back to prison because of somebody else's mistakes. I was cool. I was cool. So from that point on, I never made the same mistakes. I never put myself in a situation like that ever again since that day I came home from prison. Because it didn't take me long to realize, oh, okay. Don't nobody give a fuck that I just did 13 years. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? I'm gonna show y'all how much I care. I'ma just have to show y'all how much I care. Cause I'm the one who went in at 15. I'm the one who got bound over at 16. I'm the one who got sentenced to 13 years at 17. I'm the one who lost their mama at 18 years old in prison, bro, and didn't get to go to the funeral. Me. Ain't nobody else had to feel that pain, man. You feel me? So I had to make sure that I was taking the necessary steps when I came home in order to stay free. Feel me? And a lot of people didn't like my decisions. Friends, family, a lot of them didn't like my decisions. They didn't respect my decisions. You feel me? But guess what? Ultimately, I had to do what I had to do, bruh, in order to stay free and stay at peace. You know what I mean? And that's what some people you gotta do, bruh. A lot of people gotta do that, whether you've been in prison or not. Sometimes you gotta cut off old ties, old habits, old friends, old family, in order to move on, bruh, with your life. You can't, because whether you've been in prison or not, bruh, sometimes your friends and family can hold you back. Sometimes they will be negative. Sometimes they won't understand your vision or your growth or your whatever it is that you trying to do. Sometimes they won't understand. Hey, look, whoever's saying that my arms is big, right in the chat, y'all trying to get y'all arms big too? Make sure y'all grab a membership, bruh. I'm starting workout classes soon, man. Starting at $5, man. So make sure y'all lock in, bruh. Get y'all memberships, man. No cap. Summertime coming up, man. Y'all know y'all need these big arms for them ladies, man. You know what I mean? You don't even need no gym. You don't even need no gym. That's how we coming. No gym. Oh yeah, you think the shoulder's small? Uh-huh. Okay then. Yeah, say that then. He said them. Yeah. He said them shoulders small. I like that. Like that. Well, guess what? I'ma just have to get them bigger. Don't even trip. I'm gonna have to get them bigger. That's what he said. That's what he said. He meant what he said. He said what he meant. Nah, he said they small, man. I gotta get them bigger, bro. It's cool. I'm gonna get them bigger. I ain't tripping. It ain't nothing that a little work can't do, bruh. It ain't nothing that a little work can't do. Yeah, I'm down for constructive criticism, because guess what? I bet you I could work you. I bet you if we worked out together, I bet you I'll make you tap first. I bet you I'll make you tap first. I bet you can't run more laps than me. I bet you can't. I bet you can't do more push-ups than me. You can't do more sit-ups than me. You can't do more pull-ups than me, more dips than me. None. What's my routine? Really, my routine is max out. I'm max out with everything I do. Yeah, I'm max out. I go to max. I go to max until, you know what I mean, till I can't do nothing no more. Yeah, that's how we do that. We max out with everything. We max out. What up?
Can I get a pop?
What kind of pop you want?
Peach. I owe y'all 4 cents. Not owe y'all 3 cents.
I don't think it's. Let me see. Oh, it is peach right here. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, though. So, you say, I don't understand routine. How I don't understand routine? I am the routine. I could teach you a routine, for real. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I still wake up at 4 o'clock every morning, bruh. I'm on stupid routine. My program's so crazy. Fam. I ain't even gonna lie. But, hey, though, bruh, I really appreciate everybody who locked in with us tonight, man. No cap. I'm gonna start coming on here more often, bruh, to start chilling with y'all and stuff like that, man. But I do be busy, bruh, you know, making content and stuff like that. But I really, like, from the bottom of my heart, bro, I'm very grateful for everybody who take their time out their day to tap in with us over here. Because, like I said, man, 4 years ago, I was just sitting in a prison cell, bro. You know, I laugh, I troll, I play, I joke. You know, we do it all over here, bro. You know, you only got one life, bro. So we love to have fun, bro. But at the same time, I'm a very serious person, very, focused, very, driven, passion driven, bro, and just on it, bro. Like I'm very on it, bro. Like, so, if y'all want to lock in, grab y'all memberships, bro. We going up, up, up. That's the only way is up from here, bro. With me, 7 up till we heaven up. I created something great when I was in prison, very young, man. I had to learn through a lot of hard experiences, unfortunately, but I did. I learned, and I instilled a lot of great principles into myself that carried over even after my prison sentence that's kept me free for 4 years now. So I do know about routine, I do know about structure, I do know about program. All of these things have played a major role in me being free for 4 years now. I know plenty of guys who return to prison after 30 days and they keep going back. They can't shake the system because they haven't instilled the right qualities into themselves, the right principles in themselves in order to prevail and stay successful out here in this life, in the free world, because it's different than prison. It's a totally different game. Prison is different than the streets. And that's something that I had to realize, and I had to go through a lot of trial and error to understand that though. And so, I'm trying to just give guys, the jewels that I kind of learned, bro, the principles the habits that I acquired, that I, picked up throughout the years, give them to guys, younger guys, even women, bro. We all need some type of inspiration or motivation, goals, schedules, all of these things better us as humans, bro. So don't shy away from growth. Don't shy away from developing. Grab your course today, bro. Get you a leadership membership, man. Become a leader today in a seventh society. Lock in, bro, because I'm looking for members. You know what I mean? I'm looking for members. I'm looking for people to help me take this community to the next level. You know, I'm looking for leaders. I'm looking for watchers. I'm looking for crown holders. You know, so it's really up, man, with us, man. Thank you so much, Petara. Thank you for subbing up, Petara. Thank you so much. You say, what's the purpose of life? For real, Matthew, I think the purpose of life is it's revealing. It's revealing. It's always revealing itself. Like the purpose of life will never be unfolded. For real. Like the purpose of life will never be unfolded for real, bro. It's the beauty is in the moment. That's how I feel. The beauty is in every moment, bro. Like you gotta find the beauty in the moment, bro. Like every second to me is a beautiful moment. You just gotta find the beauty in that moment, bro. You got to, bro. You know what I mean? Cause we all deal with struggles. We all face things, bro, in life, bro. That's just life, bro. We all go through them, bro. But perception plays a big part in things. Your perception, how you take things in, how you view them, how you decide to, how you decide to take it in, how you decide to handle it. It all plays a role in life, bro. So I don't think it's just one set thing for real, bro. Say CJ from Grove Street. Bitch, I might be. Bitch, I might be. You don't know. Know what I mean? That might be my peoples. You know what I mean? I'm tapped in with them grows. I'm tapped in with them grows for sure. Say apathy sucks. Nah. Nah. But hey, I appreciate everybody for locking in with us tonight, man. Thank you so much. Make sure y'all stay tuned in, sub up if you haven't. I'm gonna lock in back in with y'all tomorrow. I don't know what's tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Wednesday? Oh yeah, and the PO box too, bruh. Is in the description too, and in the bio too for y'all. The PO box that we just got is in the description, man. So if any of y'all wanna start sending things to the PO box, bro, you're more than welcome to. And I'm gonna make videos. I'm gonna do unboxing reveal videos. So if y'all don't want me to, say like show what it was or whatever, or say y'all name, or you don't want me to share the letter or whatever it is, just let me know. in the package, bro, so I know not to, you know, do it on video or whatever, and that'll just be that. And, you know, if y'all do decide to send something, bro, please put a note. Let me know. Thank you so much so I can acknowledge y'all when I do receive it and, you know, shout y'all out in the video. So thank y'all so much for locking in with us tonight. The only thing stronger than me and you is us 7 up till we heaven up. Peace. Till next time.